Recording. All right, everybody, welcome. We're in mid-November of 2020, and we are like at our, I don't know, 10th or 11th time meeting in this module. So we're actually gonna wrap it up today in terms of this module, but I wanted you all to be aware that all of the basics and fundamentals that we've done here and a lot of what we've covered are just everywhere in whatever Tai Chi you do, and actually they're in life. So if you walk through life and you're bumping your knees in the right direction and you're hooking your head to a cloud and you're feeling grounded, that's actually not a bad way to go through life either. It'll be physically safer and possibly even feeling better by doing that. So it's one of those things that happens. So I want to encourage everybody today. It is our last session today and Saturday. So you're here today, and if you want to come on Saturday, you're welcome to do that too. We'll be doing a similar kind of thing. We're going to review, get more practice with this, but I wanted to actually relate a lot of what I've been saying to you, oftentimes imaginatively, also to the words that you might hear being used in when you're taking a Tai Chi class. They might talk about an essential, because there are actually 10 essentials in Tai Chi, and we've actually been training in some of those essentials. So it's kind of nice to have somebody every once in a while say, oh, by the way, you've not only been learning basics and fundamentals, but you've been training in the essentials. It's also really important today that you give me whatever feedback you want about how this class has gone for you, and also what questions that you have about this, about whatever we're doing. So we'll get just as far as we can today and see how it goes. So I want to start actually by the very first essential. Is that essential when we're hooking our head to the cloud, you know, and we're feeling our body like it's on a hanger? They're the very first essential, in its shortest form would say head rising up, body suspended. So that's what we've been doing. It's number one. And it's number one for a reason, because if you don't start there, it's really hard to get aligned, right? There's a fundamental about your chi sinking down and having your weight equally distributed on both feet. We call that on your whole foot, excuse me, your weight distributed on the whole foot. And so that, you know, your toes don't come up and your heels don't come up. So feel that, get yourself there, centered the weight. In this case, feel your feet. Feel the feet glued to the floor. This is the sensation of having your weight in the bubbling well. Sometimes we move it into our heel, or we move it into our ball, but most of the time we want it in our bubbling well. And if our weight is in the bubbling well and our chi is down, we'll talk a little bit more about that later, then, and we're hooked to the clouds with our head rising up, pretty easy to get yourselves aligned. Oh, you guys look great. And then we're gonna come up, remember this? Yeah, that's our opening. And one joint at a time, we're gonna come down and push till you can't push anymore. And then come back. And this time at the top, really extend as you go up, but keep those shoulders relaxed. And let's come down. We coordinated this with our breathing. Your breathing wants to be natural. And if this is not your pace, pick a pace. You know what we're doing right now. It doesn't matter how low you go or how high, but feel that that stretch, which includes your spine stays stretched. And you just come up, you feel that head, you're aligned, and you're coordinating the movements of your upper body with your lower body. This too is an essential. If you will see this again later in Grasp the Bird's Tail. And we're going to come out and in and out. Pulling taffy, remember that? And in. I want you to feel all the way to your fingertips how long your arms are, how long and connected they are. And then I want you to stay here. Feel those arms still long all the way out. And yeah, you can put them here if you want. You can bring them down here if you want. That would be fine. If you know, they're heavy for you, because that happens, you can be up here, but you could also be down here. What we want is the big hug-a-tree, but you could be carrying a bag of apples. That would also be that big. See how my shoulders are very similar there? And we can make it smaller. But can you feel that? Give yourself an extra, wherever your hug-a-tree is, just hug a tree for a second. You can bend your knees or not. And then grow that tree by about a year's worth, maybe 5 years worth, an inch. Feel that pull across your back. One of the essentials, and can you keep that pull as you open and as you close? Or if you're here, as you open, it's a little harder to feel, and you close. You want to feel as if always you're a circle. Remember the circles we talked about? You're a circle on the inside with your chest recessed, and a circle on the outside with your chest, with your back sort of pulled across the back, expanded, bowed across the back. This is an essential also. This pulling across your back and this extension, it doesn't matter if you're here. It doesn't matter where you are, play with that. You could even keep those shoulders down, bring it over your head. Your arms are connected. Why, if we pushed out and we pushed one, it could happen that the other one would move with it if it's really connected across the back, right? It's connected across the back. One of the essentials is to expand the back and sink the chest into those two circles we've talked about before. We should rest our arms a little bit. And how about our, let's do some knee bumps here. Remember those? We did some knee bumps. And remember, when we do those knee bumps, remember my grandson? Remember how my grandson folded here, like you were, like there's a chair right here and you're just going to sit down on that chair. That'll keep your knees from going too far forward if you fold. But we still want our head up. It doesn't matter how far you go, whether you go down far and up or you go down a little, but there those knees are. That's looking good, guys. Very nice. And how about this? Remember these knee bumps? The knees aligning with the toes. Do you remember how we did this? Again, your own speed. My knees are going out over my toes, and we can do it on both sides. You can do it slowly or fast. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. But when we're doing grasp the bird's tail, this is very important. If your knee is hanging out not over your toe, then when you have weight on it, then your knee has nothing to support it and you're going to hurt your knee. Remember we talked about that? This is all about being aligned. So what I want to do now is remind us of the bow step and check our knee alignment before we do some more practicing. So I want you to mirror me. So even though this is usually my right hand for this exercise, it's your left, okay? Because we're gonna go here. So you guys are gonna mirror me, great, wonderful. And here, we're gonna do that kind of first thing where we, turn and sort of swing out a little and bump our knees. This one's going forward, this one's going to the side. But actually, we were bumping our knees. When we actually turn it first, we shift and we turn and then we sink. Now I want you to bump your knees. This knee is bumping in the forward direction. This knee is bumping out to the diagonal, right? All right, and see how I've moved my center of gravity. If it's moved all the way over, this foot picks up and comes out. Now, as you move forward, turn your hips to the corner. Nice. Check that your knees are, if you bumped here, just little bumps. They won't be exact. Don't try to make it exact, but they shouldn't be hanging out in no space. If I were to turn like this right now, I don't know how much you can see. Let me actually get more in this position. I think you could see if I'm bumping them the right way, but if I did this, you'd see how it's hanging out, not where my foot is, right? Be hanging out, not where my foot is. So this is very important as we do grasp the bird's tail for you. And whenever you're moving your weight, you need to separate empty and full is what the essential is. Completely get your center of gravity over the one foot so that you can pick up a foot. All right, so when we first start and we're turning out, we had to move our weight a little bit from that bubbling well back and turn out. And then as we bent our knees, we bumped our knees, right? And then as we step out, look where I'm aligned here. And I turn my whole body to that side of the room. Sometimes we'll do something where that upper part, we've talked about that, goes separately. In this particular one, it's to the side of the room. Okay? Just wanted to remind you guys of a lot of those head up, head rising up, suspended, round the back, sink the chest. So we've been doing, that's our 2 circles. And one of them we haven't hit yet, and coordinating the upper and the lower. One of the essentials that we haven't hit yet, and separating empty and full. One of them we haven't hit yet is, it's actually, yeah, that's actually not an essential at this point, but it's a fundamental. I wanted to let's talk about the gorilla move, because that's really good. So I want you guys to get in a bow step going this direction, so you're actually parallel me. Yeah, that's great, wonderful. And you can put your arms out, because we've done push before. This is not the side you would normally be doing push on, but we can do it because we've done it on both sides. And know when you do that gorilla, you know how you move back and you come down and you feel really heavy in the bottom, right? Like if you're just not doing your gorilla, it kind of goes like this, you know? But if you're doing your gorilla, like you feel that bubbling well on both of your feet. Do you guys have that experience? Or maybe you need a little earthquake. So let's get an earthquake. And an earthquake is happening, so you've really got to feel your feet as you come back and go forward. That earthquake, uneven ground, feeling your feet idea is having your chi down, having your body really, really strong and connected fully to the floor. So these are some of the things that you'll hear when you're in other classes. You won't say, hey, be a gorilla. The other thing about being a gorilla is that there's another reason we invented this bow step at one point. You'll remember that. We actually, remember how we did that? We were on uneven ground and we shot our bows. But I want you to just look at the bow right here. There's a bow. If I do this right and I'm bumping my knees out, when you look at this or look at yourself in a mirror, you will see a bow. You won't see it. You see how this doesn't look as much like an arch? You'll see this if both knees were bent. When one knee isn't bent, it still bows on one side, but it doesn't look as much on the other. Just so you know, there are lots of bows in our Tai Chi. There's a bow across the back of your arms. There's the bow here. Arches are strong. Arches are strong. Bows are strong. All right. So you can pick any of these things at any time in any of the Tai Chi that you're doing and say, oh, I'm going to work on finding bows right now in my upper body or my lower body. I'm going to look at shifting my weight, right? So I want us to practice grasp the bird's tail right now. Well, actually, before I do that, any questions on what we've done so far?
No, everything's fine.
You good? Everything's fine. Okay. All right. We good? All right. So let's start from here today. Let's start from here. You're beside me, and then I will be in the more familiar. So we will do this twice and follow my call. We're going to do the first moves of the Yang family form, opening, and then grasp the bird's tail. So first move is actually prepare. This is when the head rises. The head is rising and the body is suspended. Feel your feet. Be aligned. Feel extended. And now across your back, this is where that bow in your back is starting. It turns your arms. Your arms extend so that they are part of this one unit. And push down. When you can't push anymore, we're going to shift our weight a little bit left, moving that weight into the right heel, turning out, all of our weight, bump those knees, push the button, your weight is on the right foot. Unfold and large macaw. Rightward off. Shifting back a little, turning on that left heel, pushing with that right foot, grabbing with the left hand, all our weight onto the left foot. We could actually let the other foot come in. Close step. Small bird rising on your arm. Roll back. Queen's wave to the corner, turning our upper body. Push with the front foot. Turning a little to the corner, a lot with your upper body. Then reeling in for press. Pressing out. Unreeling our arms. You still stretched across your back. Pulling in for push. Have you got your gorilla on? Pushing up the diagonal. Bringing our arms down. Stand on that right foot. Push with your left toe and come up till your feet are shoulder width apart. Starting again. Prepare. Opening across our back, floating up. Droop those elbows, pushing down the ball into the water. Feel your feet. Shifting your weight a little left so you can turn out to the right. Turning back, bump your knees as you come over and squat. Close step. Leftward off. Bend that right knee, straighten the left a little, turn, pivoting on the left heel. Push, stand on the left foot, all your weight to the left as you grabbed with your left hand. Close your arms and step. Push with the back foot. Small bird, rightward off. Roll back. Wave to the corner. Keep your arms where they are. Push back. Lower body moves back into the corner. Then reeling your arms in for press. Pressing out. Unreeling your arms. Extended, then pulling in over that garage door and up the diagonal. Then push with the back foot. Let your arms come down and just bring your foot up. So you're in prepare again. How was that? All right, any questions? Says on what we're, any questions on the moves themselves? Yeah, Yukiko.
Didi, when we the first when we turn into the front,
Yes.
the torso is facing the front or a corner. This position. I mean,
all right, I'm going to do it, but I will be reversed to you. Okay.
Okay.
So my torso is more is not to the corner, but it isn't straight either.
Okay.
Okay, it is what is natural, but what you want, what you're actually doing here, I don't have anybody to demonstrate on. You are, somebody is, somebody's punching towards me, and let's see, and I reach out and connect with their arm, and I stepped kind of behind them, and then my arm rises and I push down, and I'm actually breaking their arm. Right, they're like this. So that's the that's what's happening. And in order to do that, so I don't know if that helps you or not, but in order to do that, I have to be very, you know, sort of low and centered. I've got to connect with them. I actually connect with them here, and then I grab them and turn. So it's a little bit different than we show it. So the real reason for if you want to turn, there's another thing in Tai Chi, which we have not talked about much, of yin and yang, right? One forward, one back, one up, one down, right? And then here, I've turned left, which makes me be able to turn right powerfully, right? So if I didn't, so I don't want to turn more than is sort of natural to the move I'm making, but I want to turn enough that I feel powerful. And so, you know, imagine reaching for somebody in front of you. And I think that will help.
Okay.
So let's try that again. Other questions or thoughts? Okay, we'll start from this point and give that a try. So we're going to start from hands at the bottom. We're going to shift left, turn out to the right, bump our knees, squat, step, close our arms. Just take a moment. You've started turning a little bit, but you're not fully turned yet to the corner. And with your lower body, your upper body is not quite square. Then turn and stand. Front knee is bent, back leg is straight, and you're pretty much straight up and down. Going on, we're gonna shift our weight a little more to the center so we get it in the heel of our left foot, and turn till our left and right foot are parallel. All of our weight to the left, grabbing out with the left hand, close, step, you're reaching again. And push, lift that bird up, strike its tail. Roll back to the corner. Back and to the other corner. Reeling our arms in and pressing out as we come forward. Unreeling our arms, coming back and up the diagonal. Do we want to practice, Yukiko, do you want to practice that first part? Because I can do it the other way. And yes, I'm seeing Marlene say yes. All right, I believe I can do it the other way. In other words, I'm going to mirror you, okay? So this is different. I'm going to mirror you. So instead of turning this way, I'm going to turn this way. That'll have you turning the correct way, right? All right. So we're here. We're going to shift our weight a little bit and turn out. Then bend both knees, knee bump, Here we are. And all our weight, I want to do that. All of our weight, this is the one time when you don't bring your foot in. And then close step. Then, now you're going to go a different direction than I am, I suspect. Oh, no, I guess we'll go the same direction. Then turn. Yeah, there we go. Okay, one more time. I can mirror you on this. Shifting a little, turning out, one back, over, step. That's that point. Feel your gorilla here. It'll really help. Now push with that back foot, absorb with the front foot, turn to the corner. Does that help, Yukiko? Good. Rima, do you have a thought?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just got reversed as usual.
Actually, you weren't first this time. Go ahead. Do you have a question, or are you?
No.
Okay.
I was laughing.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That works. Anka, how are you doing? Looks like unmuting is hard. There it is.
No.
Oh, it was unmuted. I think you just remuted yourself. There you go.
Yay! Obviously, my computer problems continue. I have no idea. Sorry.
Okay, it's all right.
So I'm sorry I'm late, and I'm really concentrating still on the feet. I have no idea what my arms are doing, but this last one where we were mirroring, that really helped.
Great. Yeah. Okay. So we can the feet are the, well, we could, let's see. Can we try that? I think we could try I could try doing it mirrored, and then I think I'll end up in the right direction for you for the next one as well. Let's try it. I've actually not done this, but I usually can do these kinds of things. All right, so just remember I'm mirrored to you. And then when I turn, yeah, I'll still, this will be your right hand, I think. Yeah, at that point. I think that's how it'll work. Okay, we'll see if this works. We're gonna shift, turn out, and step, and big macaw. And then let's see, we're gonna shift our weight onto that foot, turn till they're parallel, then all of our weight onto your left side, and come in and step. I keep wanting to do it the other way. And then it's hard. I have it in my body to do it the other way. Here we go. All right. From here, I think I can do it. All right. And roll back to the corner. Reeling in for press. Oh, that feels so strange on the other side. And push. So I don't know if that helped your feet.
Can you try facing toward the left? Start facing left. That one. Yeah.
This way?
That one.
Yeah, I think I can, but I think you'll find we're going different directions at one point anyway. So
not mirrored, but the regular way. Do it like you.
Okay, I'll do it the regular way.
Regular way now.
I'll do it the regular way. So we're gonna shift to the left, turn out to the right. All of our weight to the right as we close and step. And then problem is now you're going to be looking away from me. I love it because I could see you. But you're not going to be able to see me. Now you're going to shift to your right foot and turn. This is great. I can see you now. And then shift to the left side, but poor Anka can't. Close
totally
and
backwards.
step. And yeah, this is the problem with this move. What we would do if we were in person was I would be able to get in front of you at any time. So you'd be able to see, but that's kind of hard on this. All right, what I want to do now is I will try calling the feet mostly, but I would like each of you to pick something. So right now you can pick the head suspended. You can pick being very conscious of what your feet are doing, which is what I'm going to be called out. You could pick that you want to have that circle. If you already know it, you might know the one you have a problem with. If you don't know it, then it's probably very helpful for me to concentrate on the feet. So, so let's do that. I'm going to start here because then I think we can do it in two directions and you can still see. So we're going to start from the very beginning. Our weight is on both feet. And it's on all of both feet. Opening. Our arms are coming up. Our lower body remains the same, attached to the ground. Arms coming down, pushing. Our weight shifts a little bit to the left and into that right heel. We turn out. We're now going to bump our knees as we squat and shift our weight all the way over to that right foot. Unfold the left foot, closing, and then pushing with the back foot, absorbing with the left foot and turning for left ward off. Right ward off. We're going to push a little with that front foot, bend that right knee, and turn on the heel of our left foot until we're parallel. Then we're turning back now by pushing with the right foot, all the weight goes left. We close our arms and step. Small bird as we move forward. Roll back, not a lot for the feet, so a queen's wave to the corner. Now we're going to push with that front foot, absorb with the back. Remember those knee bumps. Then we're going to reel our arms in. You'll probably feel your body turning a little bit to the corner and then, or to the front, and then pushing forward. Unreel our arms, coming back for push, knee bumps, make sure you're in the center and keeping those knees where they belong. And stepping forward. Let's do it one more time. Opening. You feeling those feet? Your upper body is light. Your lower body is like magnetized to the floor. Shift your weight more on the left foot. Turn out on that right heel. All our weight to the right. As once it's there, we step and close our arms. Pushing with the back foot, absorbing with the front foot, turning to the corner. Left knee is in line with the toes. That's where our weight is. Bend that back, that right knee. Pivot on the heel until your feet are parallel. all your weight to the left foot, pivoting on your right ball of your foot. Let your other foot come in, then out. Small bird, right ward off. Roll back. Queen's waves to the corner. Your upper body moves with them. Upper body and to some extent your lower body goes to the other corner. Reel your arms in. Press out. Unreel your arms. Gorilla. Feel both of those feet up the diagonal. How are we? Good? All right, I'd just like to take a couple of minutes, just kind of go around anyone who's willing to share and just say one thing that you're proud of that you think you've gotten out of this class. Is any achievements out there? Anything you feel like you have that you didn't quite have before?
I'll start. I think the idea of keeping my knees in the direction of the toes is helping with my balance. So I'm feeling better about that.
Oh, good, good. That's probably the most important thing. We don't want to be like the leg of a chicken where you can, separate the thigh and the, that's kind of the knee joint, you don't want that.
For me, Dee Dee, it's well, it's definitely keeping the knees in line, but the weighting of the lower body and feeling like a really solid block has made a big difference to me. It allows me to feel a little bit freer up top.
It will. It will.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, Dee Dee,
Yeah.
I think that since I've taken this live, the difference in learning now is that I'm so aware of the way my body is moving. And before I was so focused on the steps, but now I'm doing it with my body every time I move. It really helps.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I see Marlene nodding as well.
I mean, I feel the same way because I never learned to ground my feet. I used to lift my heel up.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was a bad habit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is fundamental. It's great. Never had it. I was like her, just trying to remember the moves.
Well, you do have to remember the moves, and it's a whole lot in your brain. It's a whole lot in your brain,
Yeah.
and it is. But we take a little longer on the moves here in the fundamentals.
Which is
Yeah.
great.
You know what
Anybody?
else? You know what
Yeah.
else? That empty and full concept has a lot more meaning to me now because of the weighting shift. I really think of it as filling up one leg and emptying the other. And I always thought of that as something sort of, theoretical.
Yep.
So it has more meaning now.
And it's a great. Imagine it like a slinky almost. If you're starting to play with that, imagine that when you're moving it like on this bow. Your center stays where it is, but I don't know if you can see that. But imagine that it's not that the weight moves, but it's as if there's something going on, and that this bow is integrated the whole time in this bow. This bow, and that may help too. Empty and full is actually a bigger concept than just weight, but it's the perfect place to start. So, when I kick out, my foot becomes full at the moment I kick, and when I strike out, my hand becomes full. There's a full in the energy that's there too, but in terms of weight, this is full and this is empty.
So I have a little ways to go before I feel like my hands have that concept. It doesn't feel like empty and full so much there, but
No. Yeah, but sometimes, you can feel it. And the first place I really felt it was in brush knee. because we've all thrown balls, right? Some of you haven't had fresh knee. Yeah. Anybody else?
I think for me, it's something mental, that it's encouraging me to concentrate on multiple things. And it's like kind of okay with me that I don't always get them quite right, or I'm facing the wrong direction, or you said mirror and I'm whatever. But the fact is that I'm engaging my brain really hard, and the rest of the world kind of goes away for a little while. And for me, that's a really positive thing, you know, just concentrate on this activity.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. And I saw other thumbs go up when you said that, so you are not alone in that. And I'd also say once it gets into your body, which takes a while, those of you who've been doing it longer can maybe attest to this. There comes a time when your body knows what it's doing, but you can still sort of have that focus, but it's easier and it's very peaceful. So it's not terribly peaceful when you start. No, but let's have a little peace before anybody else want to say anything? Okay. Let's just take a moment and I love this as Kelly does this. Drag your fingers through the sand and squeeze and just let it all go. And drag, really extend, drag, feel the sand, warm sand maybe. Grab some up and squeeze and let it go. And one more time, grab, run your fingers through the sand, feel the sun on your face. Squeeze and let it go. Thank you guys. No class next week, but the week after, we're going to start a basics that will introduce cloud hands as well. Be 3 weeks in December. And then we have another module which comes in January. And for those of you who are new, if by any chance you can come at 4 o'clock on Mondays, Pacific time, that'd be 7 o'clock Eastern time. Judy, who is just fabulous, is going to be teaching section 1. And that begins with Grasp the Bird's Tail. And so, you know, you have a leg up there if you want to do that. And she is just a wonderful person, and she's so knowledgeable, and she's so good. So if you want to continue your Tai Chi, a lot of people take section 1 again and again and again and again. But I'm absolutely welcome for you to stay with me, and hope you will. We will also, I mentioned before that that the Saturday class would be disappearing. I'm really hoping that it won't. We've had a lot of almost a bit of a rebellion by the Saturday folks who are showing up. So it will probably exist in one form or another, and start in January as well. And it'll just echo this class. So if you want to come to both, you can, or if you just want to come to this class, that works. Or if you're on to bigger and better things, it's been a delight to be with you. So thank you.
Thank you, Dee Dee.
Thank you. This has been wonderful.
You're very welcome.
Then in 2 weeks for this module.
Say this again. Say it again.
Your last class then in 2 weeks for this module.
This module ends today.
Oh.
And then there's Saturday's class. But in 2 weeks, we do cloud hands. We'll start cloud hands, and we won't be doing bow step. We'll be doing shifting weight and, you know, that kind of thing. But we'll be doing cloud hands.
And is that just one day, or?
It's three weeks.
Oh, okay, great. So, but under your Tai Chi fundamentals,
Yes, 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 yes.
do I need
So
to?
that continues. So we're only taking 1 week off, and then I think the entire school is closing down for the very last 2 weeks, kind of, that are sort of Christmas, New Year's. It's going to close down for those 2 weeks, and then we start again in January.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Right, thank
Dee
you.
Dee, I'm curious what your dimension is for your square on the floor.
Oh, I would be happy to let you know that. So what I did was stood shoulder width apart, and actually this particular square is a little bigger. So this would be kind of my natural shoulder width. So it's about a 1/2 an inch bigger. So shoulder width apart, and then I just put my lines shoulder width apart.
Okay,
So this is actually a little bigger, but it makes it bigger on the picture. And I'm strong. If you're strong, you know, you can have bigger steps. So, but yeah, shoulder width apart, and this is shoulder width apart too.
okay,
me.
yeah, 'cause I'm finding, especially on the step out, I usually go too far. And I need to bring it in.
Yeah, the best way to learn is to really the length of your step is going to be totally dependent on how much of a knee bend you have and feel comfortable with. And this is a particularly awkward step, this first one. It's particularly awkward. After that, I think it's a whole, I mean, I even still have times when that step feels just really awkward for me. If you're not bending your knees very much, then your bow step's going to be like that. I mean, it's going to be
Okay, so I should have,
really,
bend my-
really short, and that's just fine.
yeah,
There is no requirement. You guys couldn't see what I'm doing, or you couldn't see the, you know, when I'm tilted, if I took short steps. But especially if you have balance issues, there is no requirement at all that you have any particular length. It's the width that there's a requirement.
right.
And so
Okay.
you stand there and you just say, how do I get the width, and where does my foot end up? And you know, that's your bow step. That's okay. And in this case, I've only come forward about 7 inches, you know, sort of from heel to heel. If my knees are bent a lot, then, you know, and I've got my weight over there, then you look how far I can go,
Right.
right? So that's just sort of the physics of it all. But you have to be really strong and solid in order to do that. So when I first started and I hadn't had my knee surgery yet, I took very small steps. But there's this tendency, you want to go out far, so you take narrow steps, right? No, because it's going to screw you up. And everything gets easier when it's small like this. The shifting gets easier, feeling both feet on the ground gets easier, you know, and I should have said that more. So,
Okay.
yeah, good question.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Hi there. How are you?
Hey. A little bit better than yesterday, so yeah,
Oh, good.
yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm still recording. There we go.
Oops.
Now.